Looking for a quick way to get started with Adobe Premiere Rush? Well, I've got a short tutorial that will get you up and running fast. Coming up. Hello, this is Charles of Charles Cabrera Photography, bringing you short tutorials, product reviews, all designed to help you learn quickly. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about Photoshop, Lightroom, and Premiere Pro, start by subscribing and clicking on the bell so you don't miss anything. Let's get on with the tutorial. So I'm on my desktop and I started Premiere Rush, and I went to the folder that I have all my videos in. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my project a title here. And then I'm going to open the folder where all my videos are. And each video here, if I move my mouse cursor over the video, I can kind of see what's going on in the video. And that's going to help me determine whether I want to use it. So what I can do is click on each video that I think I might want to bring into the project. And these are in shoot order. You don't have to choose them in that order. And I don't have to bring all the videos in that I'm going to use in the project right now. I can go back in later and bring them in if I want. And then I'm going to hit create. And so Premiere Rush is preparing the media and bringing in the videos, and it's creating a timeline. So before we get started, I wanted to show you a couple things with the interface. Here in Premiere Rush, if you hover over the icons, it gives you a nice little help here, little videos, kind of show you what the icons are doing right here. You can expand the audio. Here you can control what goes on with the each track. Same on the other side, where it gives you information about your titles, your transitions, color, audio, cropping. Up here, this is going to allow you to see everything that you already have, all the clips you have in your project. And as I said earlier, if you need to bring in more media, this is another option here. Also, in the help, you can see that there are additional Premiere Rush tutorials provided by Adobe, so that'll help you get going deeper into Premiere Rush. One of the great things about Premiere Rush as an editing tool is that it does a lot of work for you. So when we started this project and brought in all these little movies here, it created this timeline. And actually, you basically have your movie already done. Of course, you want to tell a story, so that's where the editing comes in. So to help you get around, the playhead right here, you could move around with your mouse and kind of go through the clips to decide what do you want to cut out, what do you want to move. You can also use the play button right here to start and stop to see where you're going. You can also press down the space bar to start and stop. Now I want to do some editing. So I'm taking this playhead up, and let's see what we can do with this little guy looking up at us. So I've got my playhead positioned, and I'm using the right arrow to inch the movie forward a little bit, and I'm going to go use the left arrow and go right about there, and I'm going to use the scissors, make a cut right there. And then what I can do is bring the playhead over, hit the delete key, and Premiere Rush moved everything over automatically for me. So now when I hit the space bar, that's what I have. Right at the point where I cut. And he's looking up. So if I scrub further over and I see, let's cut right here. Use the scissors right there. Make a cut. I'm going to move this just a little bit. Say cut out that much. Make another cut. And even this fine little sliver right here that I cut out with the scissors, hit the delete key, everything's moved over. Hit the space bar again. And you can see right there where I was able to make cuts on two sides of the clip, delete it, and everything moved over automatically. So I can continue to make cuts anywhere I want. I'll make one on the end here. Delete that. So I don't get lost. I can actually use the up arrow to go back, and the playhead will go to the beginning of each clip in the timeline. If I use the down arrow, I can go back the other way. So it kind of helps me navigate to where all the points in the timeline are actually cuts. So at any time, if you're editing, make a cut, slide over the playhead, make another cut, delete, everything's moved over, but wait, I did not want to do that. So you can go up here to the menu, you can say undo, or you can use the shortcut for the computer that you're on, whether you're on Mac or PC. So I can keep undoing it until I'm back to where I was. You can also come in here and move a portion of a clip. So if I make a cut right there, grab the clip and just drag it over, you can see that Premiere Rush is moving everything over for me. I just drop it in, and it has moved it right in between to change the story again. Now you know how to start a project in Premiere Rush. You know how to bring in your movies, scrub through the clips, select the clips you want, build your timeline. You know how to get help in the navigation. You know how to navigate through the timeline and use some editing tools. And now it's time to put in a title. To add a title in Premiere Rush, there's a couple different ways. Click on this plus right here, and there is a icon for title. It is a title that is, well, it's gonna stay stationary. It's not one of these titles that moves in. But you can add the title either on top of the clip, or I could have added it right here in front so that the title is before the video starts. And over here on the right, you can see where you can edit the title. You can change the font, line spacing, color, everything you need right here to change how that font looks. Also, more titles come with Premiere Rush. You click the T right here. You see you have all these that are actually come with the product. Some of these titles have motion to them. That's what's good about that. So I'll show you here. I'm going to pull this title over and put it above the clip, the first clip, and I'm going to press the space bar, and you see it slides in and it will slide out. You can adjust how long that title stays visible. If you grab the right hand side of the title and pull it over, it shortens the duration that title is actually being seen. So now it's less time before it's in and out. And like the other title, you can come over here and you can edit, in this case here, the main title. You can change the font and the values of the main title to anything you like. You can also change the subtitle down below there, and you have control over the shapes. In this case, for this particular title, you can also change the font, the size, everything about that, the character spacing. So you have a lot of control over the way this title actually looks. So if I want to change the name, change the values here. We can do that. I start it over. That's how you can control the title and do a custom title, a title that stays still, or you can choose a title that will probably have some motion in it from the right hand side up here. But you're going to have to kind of try them out to see what is going to work for you. So we have our title added. Let's add some sound. There's a couple different ways we can do that too. Clicking on the plus icon right here, we can either add media here and go to somewhere on our computer and add our own music. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the music that is actually supplied by Rush. So here it is. It was under Media Browser on my computer. It says Rush Soundtracks. And what you can do is you can see what these sound like. Clicking on that icon right there, you can play it back. Then, if you like it, click on this Add to Selection. And so it's down here now, ready to add to your timeline. Click Add. And Rush adds your soundtrack right down here to the bottom. You're probably going to need to shorten this, so I'm going to grab this end right here with my mouse and come all the way over here to the end of the timeline. Ooh, that was a long way. So it ends right there. So we've added sound. So pretty easy to get that done. We can add a transition to the end of our video and the audio. So that ended kind of quickly there. So at the end here, I'm going to go up here to the transitions and click and drag transition right here onto the end of the clip. And you notice that it went also onto this part of the audio, but that's okay. So now it fades out, but I can do the same thing for my audio. You just highlight it down here. Use that same cross dissolve, click and drag it down here, and hit the space bar. And so now both video and the audio kind of just fade out, and you have transitions. We have our fade outs or our transitions to the video as it is and the audio. But now let's add an end title. I'm going to add my end title right here that comes with Premiere Rush. So I can type in the end. Okay. So now what I might want is, I might want to extend the music. So I'll pull that out here, just like that. My transition's still there. Let me add another transition to the end here of the end page. Let's see how this goes. And there we go. So now that we have our video all done, we can come up to the top here and hit share. What that is going to allow us to do is, first of all, give it a file name. And it's also going to let you choose where you want to save this video to. Right here it says local, and this is click. So once I say export, it's going to save it at that location. But further down, okay, it tells me how big the file is, and it also has presets. And these are presets that you can choose what type of video that you want to save, what kind of format. So I could save it in for Facebook for 1080p full HD or 4K, or for YouTube, or you can just leave it on automatic. You can also share to your other accounts. You can all at the same time. I mean, I could click all these and send it to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all these accounts I could share it on. That's something you would have to set up from within Premiere Rush so that you can connect to those social media sites. But once you have just these basic settings, the file name and automatic and local, you could save it to your computer, just say export, and away it goes. You're watching it right here as it renders out to your computer at the location you chose. And there you go. You can view it in your file system, wherever it is on your computer. I'm a Mac person, so this says View in Finder. Once I click on that, there's the video. So there you have it, Adobe Premiere Rush. Question of the day: what software have you been using to edit your videos? And are you currently trying to use Adobe Premiere Rush? Let me know in the comments below. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.